Hey, Creatively Lisa Marie back again with another video. So I am Creatively Lisa Marie here on YouTube and Creatively Lisa Marie on Instagram and Creatively Lisa Marie on Facebook, as well as Lisa Marie Gaddy on Facebook. I'm going to have my link tree in the description below, which has a lot of my links included for rep teams, the link for this journal from JMB Living, the link for my new blog that came out. I'm going to be starting a podcast, so the link will be in there once I get that going. And I just have everything there. So I'm just going to include my link for my link tree. I will include the specific link for this journal to make it easier, since this is what I'm specifically talking about today. So today I have this journal from JMB Living. It's a new journal that she put out from her company. Julie is the owner of JMB Living, and she's also here in Kentucky, and she is awesome, and I love what her and her company stand for, and she's all about gratitude and journaling for a cause, in a sense, where you're journaling for yourself to find ways to implement things in your life to make things better for yourself. So it could be mindset and self-care and gratitude and just having a routine. So many different facets and way to look at this. This specifically is a new type of journal that she came out with, and she includes them in these really awesome canvas bags, which I think is awesome. And she always has some kind of quote on the back. This one says, "Talk to yourself like someone you love." And I think we need that reminder every day. Even though I'm pretty nice to myself and I like and love myself, there are still things about myself that I beat myself up for, such as like things that have happened in my past, or even like trying to figure out why certain things don't go the way I want them to in life, and how I ended up where I am in my life. And I'm just very big on self-reflection. That's just part of who I am. And I'm a very analytical person by nature, which is probably why I work in finance with numbers, because that's just, I'm very good at analyzing things and breaking them down. So, and I love the game Tetris, if y'all remember that game. So I love putting pieces together like a puzzle. And I kind of feel like self-care and your self-care journey is multiple pieces of a puzzle to put back together a whole, which is you, which hopefully will be your heart on the inside and your soul and all that good stuff. So like I said, Julie sends these journals in these amazing canvas bags, which obviously you can store them in if you decide to keep the journal, or as you're using it throughout the time that you're using it. Or obviously you can use this for storage for multiple other things. I just think that's a really nice option, and they're super good quality. She also included this beautiful journaling card, sending you sweet intentions for a beautiful day. And she has, "Thank you for sharing, Lisa Marie. Hope you enjoy," Julie, with some hearts. So I actually save items like this for, I support a lot of small shops. That's my big passion and an endeavor that I've been working really hard on. And it's a pursuit that I've been in for about a year and a half now. So I save items like this, special notes like this from small shop owners, because I'm going to be doing a junk journal of my small shop journey, which is going to include things like this. So thank you, Julie, if you're watching. I love having special notes like this for my junk journaling. Okay, so the journal itself, the covers on Julie's journals feel amazing. I don't know, I need to ask her what this actually is, but it's like a svelte, like almost a like velour feeling, but not with that much texture, but with that much smoothness. And it just feels amazing. Like, I just love holding Julie's journals, like literally petting them. Like, it just feels so good. Now, unlike some people in the planner community or journaling community, I love coil. Coil is actually like my favorite to be honest, like over disc bound or book bound. I love too much of everything, but ultimately I realize after having been in the planning community since the very end of 2020, basically the beginning of 2021, I love coil. So this has a beautiful, like, vintage looking gold coil on it. I love the cover that she chose. I always love her covers because usually it's actually a person. So she usually has a quarterly journal that she puts out. And with this journal, I mean, I'll get into it. This one's different from her regular quarterly journal, although it has about the same amount of months and pages in it, but this is undated. So I love undated items. I get behind on things, I get overwhelmed, I get busy, life is lifing, life is happening. Undated is the way to go for me. Like, I mean, I can use dated stuff, don't get me wrong, but preferably, especially for something that I don't feel like I have to do every day, or I don't want the pressure to do every day, undated is just, I'm just all about it. So this journal from JMB Living, which she actually has here, and again, I just love the whole, I just love this whole thing. I love the presentation. I love that it's called Worthy, a Radical Self-Love Journal. So I'm not going to show every single page in here because I want it to be a surprise for you if you decide to purchase this. But I am going to go over a couple things in it. On the back here, she says, may your heart be filled with joy. May you pursue mindfulness throughout your journey. May you find balance in all things, that you may create the beauty of a life well lived. And that's from Julie, the owner, which I think is really sweet. So when you open it, the beginning, you can put your name here. There's a section for my commitment to me. A little reminder to do what is best for your lifestyle. And again, I'm not going to read through all this because I'd rather you go through that experience yourself. I love about coil is being able to fold. See how I just did that super quick? I love being able to do that because I write like this. I actually write sideways. So like if I was in here writing right now, I would be, I'm trying to find a pen. Okay, so if I was in here writing right now, this is how I'd be writing. So I don't write like this. I can't do straight on like that if I don't have to. I'm always to the side. So again, that's why I like coil, because this isn't obnoxious or in my way. So I actually will put the lid out of my way and I'll put my hand down like this or like this, and the coil doesn't bother me. But if I have like big discs, and then if I have a book bound, I'm trying to hold down the book so I can write. And I mean, I love all different planners and journals, don't get me wrong, for different reasons, but this one you do write in quite frequently. So that's why I feel like a coil is better suited for that, for me. So this has, you are the author of your own love story. Again, I'm not gonna read that specifically. I'm just giving you kind of some highlights. My plan for creating everlasting love. And then it has different themes here. So after you go through each weekly theme, come back to this page and list one to three of the most impactful thoughts, perspectives, or actions you can add to or remove from your own daily life to continue improving and creating love for yourself in each area. That is really cool. This is like a self-reflection overall once you go through each month, and it's very it's not daunting when you're only going through by each month and just putting the 3 things per this guided suggestion. And I'm one of those people, I love having a guided suggestion. I can think of things to write, but I love when someone puts me in a different mindset or takes me out of my thinking or my box, so to speak, of how my mind is, and kind of makes me think in a different way. So I appreciate that type of thing. And then this is visualizing my life overflowing with love. So this is like a vision board where you can create a collage of what your life looks like and feels like when you love yourself deeply. I mean, that is going to be an interesting challenge for me. So I'm curious what I come up with here, and I'm excited about that, actually. Okay, and then she has this section for watering my own garden. So these are basically like habit trackers, but you can use these any way you want, obviously. Like, if you're doing a self-love journey, you could even do a section here where you're tracking self-talk. Did I talk nicely to myself today? That could be your, self-talk, and then did I talk nicely to myself today? And then keep track of that. Self-talk, did I, exercise or think of an affirmation for myself today, and then keep track of that. So it could just be things that you're keeping track of, like washing your face, or your steps, or whatever, reading a book, other things for self-care, self-love. But I was just throwing out different ways that you can look at that. And then you have affirmations inspiration page, you have a self-love self-talk page, and this actually has negative thought becomes positive mindset shift. I can't talk today. And it's talking about being your own biggest critic. So I think that's also really cool, because even though, like I said earlier, that I like and love myself, I still have these negative thoughts because I have debilitating anxiety. So stuff sneaks in there sometimes. So this is going to be a good way to remind myself when that happens, to go back to this page and remind myself, hey, don't think like that, think like this. So I like that idea. Okay, and then awesome, a collection of journal prompts. I am always looking for new journal prompts. I have multiple journals and notebooks where I can write out responses to journal prompts, and I'm the type of person where I actually would like to write out the question and then write my answer. And I'm actually I put together a notebook, what do they call it, companion notebook that I'm going to use for journal prompts, which will be perfect for something like this. And it's in a A5 sterling ink notebook, and I'm going to be using fountain pens. I'll probably decorate a little bit, but I wanted to mainly use a lot of the fountain pens I've been getting, and the really nice inks and stuff like that. So I think I might even start that notebook with these prompts. Now there is a couple of pages back here where you could fill out some of it, but she has quite a few prompts here, and I like to have plenty of space. So I like a blank notebook. I like to start with that one and then just work my way down so I have plenty of room to answer. Okay, and then here, so this is what I was talking about, that it's pretty much the same setup quarterly, where you have these monthly sections, and it's 3 months worth, but it's undated. So something I thought about when I was planning on sharing this, that I thought would be really helpful. You can use the monthly part separate from the daily pages that are in here. So for example, if, say it's already mid-July, right? Or a little after mid-July. I could still use this calendar if I was doing like a challenge for the end of July, or if I already did a challenge for the beginning of July or mid-July, I could track that and then add a new challenge for the end of July. Or I could start this in August for the monthly and still use the daily pages starting today if I wanted to. So I love the idea that the monthly doesn't have to correlate with the daily. So I could use this just to track one thing on my self-care, self-love journey, like the gratitude or talking nicely to myself, things like that. So I like the idea that the monthly can be separate. I know I keep saying that. It can be separate from the dailies, but I had never thought of that before, because when it was dated, your monthly was dated and your dailies were dated. So they correlated, they went together. But with the undated, that's not necessarily the case. So you can get more out of this journal is what I'm trying to say. If you're doing like a marathon or some kind of run, or tracking like water or tracking some kind of levels for medical stuff, you could do that in here for a specific month, but not have to worry about it with your daily pages, so you don't feel like you're missing something, because you can just come in here and jot something down easily, if that makes sense. So you have your whole month here, and like I said, it's undated. You do have a section up here to put my intention if you like. And then she has just some words here about nurturing yourself. I like that she just tries to fill in the page as much as possible. And she does that in each month, where she fills in the bottom here with different things to nurture yourself. Okay, and then you go into another thing that makes her journal so amazing. She includes multiple pages where it's articles, different ways to help different people who offer different things, different special exercises, and just information, and there's different themes, and there's just a lot of great information. So I actually save all her journals, even the dated ones, because there's so much good information in them. So after you read through all that, or you can read through that whenever you get a chance. You don't have to read through them, but it's there if you want and have the option. And there's even codes that you can scan to get to the information easily. So there's lots of that type of additional awesome information here, which I think makes this even more fun. And Julie includes like a lot of amazing people around the world, all different backgrounds, all different experiences. It's just a little bit of everything. Like, I feel like everybody and anyone can utilize this in different ways. And also, this is also a really good gift for a teacher, for a mom. Well, it doesn't have to be a female, but anybody in your family, your kids. If you have a kid that's going through a hard time and you want them to try and look at themselves in a different way and look at themselves in a more loving way, this could be good for anyone like that. If you know someone that's in therapy and that's trying to improve themselves and reflections and just wants to get more out of their experiences and trying to broaden their horizons in that journey, this could be really good for that. It's all, well, it's not like super positive, like toxic positive, but it has positive connotations, and that's the intention, to look at things in a certain way that are good for your heart, mind, and soul. So each section, week has a theme. This one says thoughts, and then there's more specific information you can fill in here, and that's before your week even starts. So you can do this multiple different ways. She actually has a section to date it, but you don't have to date it. Like, you literally could fill in all 3 sections of this gratitude in one day if you wanted to. Like, if there was different sections of your life where you wanted to focus on gratitude, that's another thing with the undated. I never thought about that, and her layout is totally different from the previous quarterly journals, because they were meant for a daily page where you could like journal out stuff. So this is a totally different layout, and I am just totally here for it. So you have gratitude, I love, my thoughts. And then she has extra information down here, whether it be a quote, something inspirational. And then she has a section, thoughts on how I celebrate me, beauty I noticed, and what gave me joy. You don't have to do all 3. You don't even have to do any of these. This just could just be an extra place to write. But again, it's like a guided journal. And then here's like an exercise you can do that's also guided for self-love journey. Lots of quotes. At the end of a supposed week, if you use it for a week or for however many days are available, there's a reflection section here. How did I take care of myself this week? What is something I struggled with? How can I change my actions and thoughts in the coming week to love and accept myself more? Most important thing I learned from this theme. I mean, that is so good. And then there's another little exercise down here. So it's not too overwhelming, but it also gives you some, like I said earlier, reflection and just different ways to interpret information and how you are interpreting that information in your daily thoughts and throughout that week. So there is multiple pages, and then you get, you know, multiple pages with reflections, and then multiple pages where you get different themes and different suggestions, and again, you know, people from all different backgrounds from all around the world. All the pages are really nice. Now, I've used her journals for a while, and I've tried multiple pens. I've done a pen test and actually showed how I used her quarterly journal in a previous YouTube video. If you want to go check that out, I actually have a playlist so you can see how I filled out her quarterly journal, which I believe is also still available. But she sent me this one to try out, so I was more than happy to do that. So you get multiple themes for multiple days for the months. So we get through all this. That's your last that is your last reflection. And then she's got this really cool exercise here, insights from your reflection. I'm not going to go through and read all this. So like I was saying, she has a couple of things you can do here after you're done with the whole journal. And then she has reflections, idea, and inspiration, blank pages for when you need more journaling space or to reflect and explore ideas. So as you're going throughout the days, the weeks, the months, if you have ideas, even if you have ideas or suggestions for Julie herself for the journals, you can put that back here too as you think of them, because she is very open to feedback. She actually listens to her clientele, which is how she got to this undated version, and she's always finding different ways to improve and change things or try new things. And that's one thing I love about her too, is she's very innovative. And oh, she also has a YouTube channel as well, by the way, and she's on Instagram and she's on Facebook. So I highly suggest that you check her out in all the social areas. I'm going to try and link what I can in the description, definitely the link for this. And I actually have a discount code attached to my affiliate link that I will be linking. I believe it's for 10% off, and I cannot remember the exact code, but I'll have that information in the description. So then there's a couple more blank pages. I like that there's one page that's completely blank that doesn't have lines or anything. So you could like do like another vision board of how you're feeling at the end of completing this journal. So like a vision board after the 3 months or after however long it took you to complete this. Then she has information about her and her journal and her journey and her company, and she added in the folder again, which I appreciate that she has this. So if you want to use stickers to decorate or scripts for journaling, if you want to print out pages to help with your self-care information as you're doing this, or if you find information from the articles that are here that you want to print out and include to keep with this journal as you're going through this journey, that pocket is really good for a lot of different things like that. And then that is the end of the journal. Again, this is called the Worthy Journal, a Radical Self-Love Journal by JMB Living. I'm super excited to try this out. I'm so glad I got to share this with you all. Let me know what you think, and you can always reach out to me directly if you don't want to put any comments on the YouTube video, but feel free to ask any comments below if you like. And then also look up JMB Living on all socials and give her a follow. Check the description for more information, and I appreciate your time if you're here watching this, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.